This girl made a fool out of herself. Yeah. Oh, you called me to tell me you are with the love of my life?
That's crazy.
Mind you, you're in France with your new dude?
That's crazy. The love of your life. How do you say those words to someone that is dating him? Hi, girly.
Hi, girly.
I'm Eliana.
I'm Derek.
And this is For the Girlies.
Okay, today we are diving back into Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan, but we're getting into some questions that we had while we were reading.
So before we get into that though, please make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And when you are commenting, always be kind. And please know that there will be spoilers in this episode.
Yes. Make sure that you are following us on all of the socials. The links are down in the description box below. And make sure you have tapped that notification bell so you know when we are posting.
All right. Let's get started.
Okay. So, like I said, we had some questions while reading this book.
Oh, you had some questions.
I had some questions. Okay.
I'm ready to answer.
Okay, let's start off a little fun.
Okay.
All right. So I gotta ask. This is the final book in the Skyland series.
Okay.
All right. So I gotta know: is it Josiah, Judah, or Maverick?
That's so hard. Are you kidding? Because I feel like it's not fair. I don't completely remember what happened in the other books, but I think it's Maverick.
It's Maverick for me too.
See? Okay.
Okay. Do you want to expand? Why is it Maverick?
Okay, I kept saying this, I think, in our previous episode. Maverick, the only reason why he scares me is because of the prospect of that, not because of who he is. Like, I think I could trust Maverick. He's a fictional character, but I feel like he gave very trustworthy vibes.
Yeah.
And you don't get that very often.
Agreed. It was Maverick for me. I think. Okay, so if you remember, he was my Josiah, and you can add that clip here. But I would put Maverick before Josiah for me, because Josiah had kids, and like Maverick does too. But his daughter's 18, and like she's not a factor in like my life. She doesn't need like a mom. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have to be her stepmother by any chance. We could be cool.
Okay.
And yeah, he just said all the right stuff. Josiah didn't always say all the right stuff.
No. They were fighting.
Yeah. But they were in love. But they were fighting.
They were.
Maverick said he said
the right stuff, but he also did the right stuff.
That part is what I was about to say. He was
like the fact that, the whole Vipers thing, whatever, he was like, oh, she's not even gonna ask me to choose her, fine. I'll show her that I choose her.
And
it's a good temperament. That's a huge thing. He has a really good temperament.
And he was just that boy. He was just that boy. Okay. Agreed. My next question was, so I kept thinking, she a better woman than me. That's what I kept thinking. And that's in reference to her like pushing him off for so long.
Yeah.
So I'll start by saying I do know the type of woman that I am. I also would be like, nah, bro, like I can't go there. Like, it's too weird. But there was also a part of me that was like, but wait a minute. So what were your thoughts on that? Do you think she was doing too much, or?
I think I tend to agree with you that I would stay away, because that would make me really uncomfortable to like be with a man that I met through this woman that I know is so in love with him and didn't actually choose to not be with him. But as a friend, I would say all types of crazy stuff and encourage all types of crazy things.
As her friend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. I'd be like, girl, what are you talking about? that's not even your real friends.
You don't even
That's
know
like
her.
that's a business partner, and you could find another show to produce, and
Yeah.
you will.
Yeah. So that was my follow-up question is, did she break girl code? Was it against girl code?
I don't think so, especially because she called her.
Yeah.
She didn't have to call her.
Yeah. I thought that was fantastical of her.
Yeah.
Because that's like, it just spoke to the type of woman that she is, first of all, that she's like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to like shy away from this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said before, when we spoke about it, you said, you know, it could have been an awkward situation. Like she
Yeah.
could have not said anything, and like she didn't have to say anything,
Yeah.
but it would have made for an awkward situation.
She definitely showed that she had respect for their
Mm-hmm.
relationship and um her just her feelings.
Yeah, I thought that was great. So I
Yeah.
felt like that was girl code. She didn't go against girl code. She went to girl code.
And she was, like you said, a better woman than most because Zare really provoked her
Multiple
sometimes.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she didn't go there as much as she could have.
Okay. Because I would have chewed her up a lot of times. She would think things sometimes. There were parts of the book where she would think things like, I don't know, like the first time she actually meets Maverick and like Zare comes up and she's like, mind you, they're not together.
Nope.
At this point,
nope.
at this party.
Nope.
And she's like, oh, I see you've met my Maverick.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, girl, don't nobody want your man? That's what Hendrix thinking. I would have said it. Girl, nobody want him. You find out.
But also, I remember when they had the first conversation, she said, we've only been broken up for 2 months. And Hendrix is like, three, actually.
Yeah, because you were lying, you weirdo.
That's what I was going to say. You live in a delusional world, and you kept making it other people's problem, that you were the one that put these expectations on him. Oh, he's gonna change his mind.
He's gonna change his mind. He never told you he was gonna change his mind. He didn't owe you. And she even admitted that. Like, I am aware that, like, you guys haven't done anything wrong.
She admitted that. Wasn't it like after therapy though too? Hey man, this is why I said that I had a difficult time trying to like her because she was that pretty girl who never thought that other people could have feelings, and that the world did not revolve around her.
She thought the world revolved around her.
Right. So like, if I'm
Hendrix
gonna throw
is her friend.
Yeah, if I'm gonna throw a hissy fit, like, you guys should all pay attention to it, and you should bow.
Yeah. She also thought that dating that man was gonna bring him back to her somehow, some way. Girl, no. And that's why I loved when he was like, "You didn't even know me. Like, we never would have worked, no matter what. Whether there was a Hendrix or not a Hendrix or whatever. You and I would have never worked because you don't know me."
Her ego took a lot of hits.
Interrupt, but God bless her. Okay, switching gears up a bit. What were your thoughts on Aunt Geneva going to live with Hendrix's mom and not Hendrix?
I loved it because it was great to see an older member of the family not shame Hendrix for continuing to live her life, and actually supporting her and her sister in this situation, because I just feel like sometimes some families, some elders expect that you drop everything
and go take care of them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and obviously that's exactly what Hendrix wanted to do. But it was great that her aunt actually showed up.
I loved it too. I loved that the aunt said, first of all, I'm from this town that your mom lives in. I would love to live there again. The only reason I'm here is because of my family, who's no longer here with me. I'll go. You have your whole life there. I love that because, like you said, we constantly see women. It's always the woman, too. It's never somebody's son who's doing it. But the daughter is always expected to just uproot her life and, like...
Sacrifice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I love that the aunt was like, Girl.
And it's always with the word sacrifice, it just reminds in me that a lot of elders will say, "Oh, well, I went through XYZ, so you have to do it too."
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
do, okay, sometimes that's exactly what needs to happen because there's no other choice.
Yeah.
But Aunt Geneva could sacrifice. She wasn't really sacrificing though. Hendrix would have lost a whole lot more
Yeah.
if she would have moved to Charlotte or a small town outside of Charlotte.
It did. I will say at first, it did. Like take me for a second, but then I had, but that's the
Conditioning.
yeah, the conditioning of of the expectations of always of like, no, like that's your responsibility, that's what you have to do, and it's like, no, like this makes so much more sense.
It does, and also they only have one child, so everything is always going to fall on Hendrix.
Exactly. Circling back to Miss Zare,
Hmm.
what did you think of her reaction when Hendrix calls her to tell her that she is indeed seeing Maverick?
She's so pathetic. So like, I would never have, first of all, reacted that way. Like, you don't have any pride, guilt, shame, nothing. There's nothing like integrity,
Yeah,
dignity
none of it.
in your
Zero.
spirit, in
It
your
was
bones.
none of it was showing.
Like, are you crazy? There's a way also to be transparent with someone and say, hey, I'm not comfortable with this. Yeah, my feelings are still hurt because I was with him for 3 years and it's only been 3 months since we broke up.
Yeah.
I'll get back to you. That's it.
Wrap it up. Keep it cute. This girl made a fool out of herself. Yeah. Oh, you called me to tell me you are with the love of my life?
That's crazy.
Mind you, you're in France with your new dude?
That's crazy. The love of your life. How do you say those words to someone that is dating him?
Like, you sound so Sherm. Like, girl, what?
You sound so what?
Eliana old, yeah.
What is? Oh my god.
Eliana is old.
Yeah, what's Sherm?
Sherm, like, lame.
Okay.
You can't keep up.
I can't. And I don't want to. No. You sound lame, but also, like we said, there's no pride.
That's... Yeah.
Okay. Stand up.
Stand up. 100%. I will never mature enough to ever be that way in front of someone who has wronged me. I'm telling you now. Mm-hmm. You can hurt me so bad. I can never let you know that you have hurt me so bad. Like that really, it baffles me in any form. And whenever I see somebody be like, like pathetic and like,
I think it's weird because, like, I'm not gonna be competitive with another woman.
Hello.
I'm not gonna be competitive about a job, about a man, about a look. Nothing. So her whole response was really the wildest. Like, she was still talking about how you're not even his type.
So why is he with me,
right,
and not you? Okay, that's what I mean. Like, she just,
because it's also that she's stupid. Yeah. Because you let all of your insecurities show bright
to the girl that he's literally chosen to be with.
Right.
Because he's not chosen you. You already told me he left you.
Right.
So I already know that you got left. I know you got dumped. And you're like, I would have been like, oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Now I might have called you. Mm-hmm. And been like, the love of my life?
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it called her all types of ugly and said crazy things.
But to her, I would have kept it so cute. Soapy.
Yep.
She did not. She did not, and I can't respect it.
I can't, honestly, at all.
Anybody.
I was gonna say that I can definitely respect it if you were honest and like kept it short and cute, and were like, "All right, I don't know if I can handle this. I gotta go." Okay.
I respect that. I don't respect losing.
It takes a lot of strength to just say like, "I can't do this." Honestly, it takes a lot of strength to do that, but to to lash out, have a tantrum. Come on.
Insane.
A 40-year-old woman?
Hello? I respect you for thank you for the call. I'll get back to you. That's it. Never am I doing more than that. Okay, and then follow up on that, Zara's decision to not work with Hen. What would you think about that?
I mean, the way that she handled it was cracked out.
Yeah.
Like calling lawyers and you don't have any rights to this
Spiraling.
And I will fight you.
I don't owe you anything.
That's not gonna bring him back.
Yeah, I don't owe you any. You mad at him for real.
Yeah.
You're not really mad at me.
And you're not even mad at him. You're mad at yourself because he told you what it was.
From the beginning.
You're mad at yourself because you were stupid. And like I said, you think that the world revolves around you because you're a pretty girl. Sucks to suck.
How could her?
You struck out.
That's what she's thinking.
Over me?
That doesn't even make sense.
All because I don't want a kid? What are you talking about? Why would you not want to give me a kid? Look at me.
We have a beautiful child. Something I also just wanted to highlight in this story is the sisterhood. The theme of sisterhood. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on it. I really appreciated, and we kind of touched on it with the community of church. Was that in this episode or last episode?
Last episode.
Yeah. I loved when the women rallied around Geneva and what is Hendrix's mom's name? I don't remember.
No idea.
Put in the comments if you remember. But Hendrix's mom and Aunt Geneva, they like gathered, they really gathered around them and they food trains and I can stay here while you're with your mom. It was just really beautiful to see. Even Aunt Geneva stepping up the way she did was beautiful because they had also mentioned that like Geneva and the mom had like a falling out and they hadn't spoke. And the fact that she still showed up for her that way, they were just repairing the relationship for real. And then her mom was diagnosed. And it's beautiful that she stepped up for her that way because like it's her sister at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I also love the way that Hendrix and Yasmin and Soledad step up for each other. Like,
yeah,
they haven't known each other forever, and they really do show up. Like to the fact that to the point where the girls said, "We're gonna take care of the three of you. It's gonna be us taking care of the three of you." I thought that was, touched. It really touched my heart.
Yeah, it was beautiful, and I like I said in the previous episode, I loved that Kennedy Ryan kept this character true to herself throughout the series and then throughout the book, and never had her have a surprise baby or something or like a desire to have a baby. No, she always stayed firm in the fact that she wanted what she wanted and she was going to create a life for herself with the people that loved her for her. And I agree that I appreciated the theme of sisterhood that was woven into this book and to the series as well. But it definitely was shining bright in this book. Inspirational, that does although it's a fictional story, it can exist and does.
Absolutely, it does.
Yeah,
for sure.
Especially that like it was specifically these women, older generations, younger generations, creating community for themselves that had nothing to do with their husbands or their children.
Yeah, it was just them.
Yeah, supporting one another.
Agreed.
It's awesome.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And nor was it DNA or or we went to school together. Nothing. Like these women just met each other and it clicked.
Yeah.
It was all right. All right. So those are all the questions I had.
Okay. Thank you for your lovely questions.
Thank you for answering. If you guys had answers to my questions, or if you had questions of your own, we'd love to answer them too. Put them down in the comment section below. Make sure that you've liked, commented, shared, and subscribed to this channel. You're following us on all of the socials. The links are in the description box below.
stay tuned for our next episode because we are going to be reading The Deal by Elle Kennedy.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I know there was a big commotion when that cast was recently revealed. So we're gonna get into it.
Okay.
Okay.
See you at the next meeting, girlies.
Bye, girlies.
Bye, girlies.